Customers can go into hibernation during the winter months. How do you renew that relationship when spring arrives? From business owners to parents who are trying to raise money for school projects, you want the formula of success.
That's right. Mr. Troy's with us this morning.
How you going?
Yes,
Nice
he's
to
the
have
author of Future-Proofing Your Business, and he's here with some tips on how to do that.
Tell us all your wonderful tips, because I was talking to you, Courtney and I are both online business owners, if you will, and it is time to take note and spring clean and get good tips on how to refresh this business.
Sure. Look, I think everyone kind of, you're right, goes into hibernation during winter. Well, it's slow, you can't get out, the weather's stopped everyone from coming in. It's a little bit of an excuse, really, because if we were really thinking about it, we'd be trying to create a culture of conscious change in the business where we're not waiting for the next season or reason to change the business. We're actually knowing that it's coming and prepare for it, essentially.
Right. Okay, so tip number one, create a culture of conscious change.
Yeah, so we just kind of move that dial a little bit every single day of the week, rather than saying, I'm waiting for spring or I'm waiting for summer, because that's a good season for us. Say, well, what am I going to do every day to be better than I was yesterday? What am I going to do every day to compensate for the change of the season or the reason that's affecting the business?
And your next tip, something you say, is that we have to feel it out instead of figure it out. What does that mean?
Right, so figuring it out typically happens after the fact. What went wrong? Okay, let's just take a look and see.
It's kind of the diagnostics, but feeling it out.
Feeling it out is what happens when you're in the moment, where you're actually going through that process. Like, you're in the middle of winter, things are a bit quiet, you are feeling that right now.
Exactly.
If you wait till the end of it, then that's when you're figuring it out, and it's always too late. So you look at it retrospectively and say, we probably should have done something, but it's all gone. But if we're feeling it, then we're knowing, oh, it's not quite right. What can we fix now? That's the key. Get onto it now. Today, yeah, get into it.
This very moment?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, also, like, the money is a big part of it, and managing the money we've made versus, you know, when I make money, sometimes I think, oh, I get to go spend it now. That's my profit. But we have to manage it, and we have to be a little bit more strategic with this money that we have kind of in the bank.
Exactly. So we all make hay while the sun shines, and most of us try and do something to keep that money for when things are quiet. But some of us think that we should probably go and get new shoes or things like that.
There's nothing wrong with new shoes. I don't know why y'all look at me like...
He looked at your shoes, actually.
I know.
The key is just to say, look, okay, I've worked hard when things are busy, but put it away and invest it and do the right thing, because you know the cycle's going to come around and the season or the reason's going to have an effect on your business, and you're prepared for it because you've stored your nuts for the winter.
Okay. And something that also I think is important when you talk about you've prepared for it, but you kind of have to take responsibility for and learn about the mistakes you've made and use those.
Exactly.
That's your next tip.
Exactly. And don't just keep doing the same thing every year. Example, I was in Aruba a couple of weeks ago, and I'm in the cab going from the airport, and I said to the driver, so what's it like? He said, well, holiday season's coming to a close. I said, well, so do you work with your corporate clients during the quieter season? He's gone, I never thought of that. I said, how long have you been a driver for? He said, 15 years. He's not learning from his experience. Every year he knows that it's quiet after tourist season. What are you going to do about it to try and build the business when things are quiet? Focus on the corporate clients, because they're still there. That's learning.
But let me ask you, is there a point where it's too soon to make changes?
Maybe. Look, I think key is trying to anticipate what's next and be what we call leading edge, not bleeding edge. And you guys being online businesses, you'd know what I mean. You're trying to stay one step ahead of the game, but not get too far ahead that people are afraid of you. So they think if you're just ahead, you're a genius. If you're too far ahead, then people are afraid of what you're doing.
So you have to be like somewhere in the middle just right.
A little bit, yeah.
That's a tough balance.
Well, it is a bit, and it means that you've just got to talk to the people you're looking to serve. The people who are out there as your customers,
and that's something that's really
clients.
important, is understanding your, like, that's one thing that has made my blog really, really successful and made it able to really generate revenue, is that I have to understand that just because it's my taste level doesn't mean that that necessarily is the taste level of the readers and the masses. So, and that's one thing that someone told me, is sell to the masses. And,
are you the client?
And understand what those people are looking for versus what I'm looking for.
Exactly, because lots of times you might not be the client. But what you do and what you sell, or the products and services you have, suit a certain niche or a certain market, which may or may not be you. So what do they want from you?
And that last tip, don't wait, make those changes today. I think a lot of us talk about, like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this, and instead of being the I'm going to be the I am.
When the winter's done, then I'll get back into it again. When the summer comes around, it'll be much better. Look, if you're waiting for that stuff, you're always going to be subject to the business cycle. If you get in now and get it done, then the chances are you might take some of the lumps out of your business.
What's a good quick tip to shake off the being lethargic? A quick tip.
Just get started. Do it now. Just
make one
don't
motion.
fall into the problem of every time it's winter, I can hibernate. That's as simple as that. Just keep busy all the time.
All year long.
So many great tips, Troy. We always love having you here. You guys, again, the name of Troy Hazard's book is Future Proofing Your Business. And if you're a business owner, this is something that you want on your bookshelf. It is available online or in bookstores.
All right.